Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night class. This is so much fun. I'm Laura Jones, and I am a silver in Young Living. And I'm so excited to be presenting DIY Christmas gift ideas with a whole bunch of people that I am lucky enough, fortunate enough, blessed enough, I don't know, something enough, lots of adjectives enough to get to do this business with. And it's just so dang much fun. And so, as we enter into this gift giving season and we think about giving, what a blessing to give other people, like the blessing of health and wellness and not toxic fragrance and not things that disrupt our endocrine system and hormone systems and the whole nine yards. The people teaching tonight, they're dynamic thinkers and they're so much fun to be around. They're thoughtful gift givers. And each one of them have curated a ton of gifts, but we have the opportunity of getting to see a peek inside some of their specially curated gifts for their friends and family that they're going to share with us tonight on the how to. And so the cool thing is they're already made, so you don't have to watch somebody stir stuff around, a la cooking show. And we will. Tell you some recipes. We'll hold up some things for you to screenshot. And tomorrow we'll publish some really pretty graphics that have the recipes on them. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of the gifts that the people that you have to gift give to, or that you get to gift give to. And then as you see the project that's perfect for them, make a note of it and we'll get you the recipes tomorrow. So this group, we're going to share these recipes with you, and the important part of this is these are curated, like they've tried them out. And because who hasn't had a Pinterest fail? Just for fun, in the comments, like throw in the craziest thing that you tried to make on Pinterest and then how it failed. I'll just tell you mine. When my daughter turned one, I was like, dude, I can make this smash cake. Like, I can do this. It's going to be so cute. It's going to be so awesome. I got this cake pan that was like one whole cake mix for the bottom, one whole cake mix for the top. You just have to bake it, put it together with some icing, put some icing on top of it. Had it all done. I was so excited. My sister came over. I was like, come in here and see this cake. You guys, it was like knurled up on itself. So anyway, that's probably my most epic Pinterest fail. But anyway, these are curated gifts, so these are not Pinterest fails. Okay, so your friends and family are safe this year, no Pinterest fails. Um, Tonight, without further chatter from me, the most resourceful Young Living product mind that I know of is our first share, and that is Mary Wessling. And Mary, I can't wait to see what you have for us.
Hi, Laura, and hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's a lot of fun to be able to spotlight different things that we've made. And the one that I'm going to showcase, it's kind of like a bath bomb fail, but it's called bath bomb dust. So if you've ever had a bath bomb that didn't stay made into a ball, all you have to do is crumble it up and throw it into the bathtub, and it still works just as good as the round bomb. The first main ingredient of a bath bomb is Epsom salt, and its chemical name is magnesium sulfate. And magnesium is an essential mineral, I guess is what it is, for every life form on the planet Earth. And for humans, it's good for muscle and nerve function, and it also helps to maintain a healthy immune system. It helps to regulate your heartbeat, blood glucose, strong bones, and it also helps to soothe tired muscles and ease stress. Another ingredient in a bath bomb is baking soda. And a baking soda actually is very good for your skin. It helps to make it nice and soft. And another ingredient is citric acid. And when you combine citric acid with the baking soda, that's what makes it fizz. And that's why kids and adults like it so much. And then also another ingredient that you put in it is, let's see, cornstarch. And that helps to slow down the reaction between the citric acid and the baking soda, so the fizz lasts a little bit longer. You can also add, let's see, colorant like food coloring or dyes, but I don't add them because I'm always afraid that somebody's either going to come out of the bathtub purple or the bathtub's going to be pink. So I just let them plain. Also, the best thing about the bath bombs is you add your favorite essential oil. So if you're trying to get the littles to go to sleep, put a whole bunch of peace and calming or lavender in it. Or on the other hand, if you're a little bit stuffed up here, add some raven. There's just all kinds of essential oils that you can add to your bath bombs or dust that makes them smell really good. And I'm gonna get your cameras ready because I'm gonna put up the recipe for the bath bomb dust so you can take a screenshot. Okay, there you go. I hope you can see it well enough to read it. This was the only way I could think of to do it, where you could actually see the list of ingredients. Also, on the Young Living site, they had some suggestions of oil combinations, and this is what they had suggested. And then I want to show you the ones that I made up today. I just got a little canning jar. I think this is it holds 3/4 of a cup. So, and this little decoration on the front here was a pick that I got at Michael's for 40% off, and I just took it apart and just added it to my jar. And since I make cards, I also put this on the top. It says a gift for you, because I think it's backwards on your screen. And then here's another little one if you wanted to gift just a sample or give to a neighbor. This is another one that I made, and this little brown paper up here I repurposed from when I took this apart. I just made a cute little bow with it, and then I had some twine that I made a bowl into, and then I put Merry Little Christmas because it's a little jar. Also, you can find some really cute jars like at the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General, and you can just really personalize. I even have a jar here I had thought about filling. This is one of the pancake syrup bottle that the pancake that you can get from Young Living, and you could put a nice little label on that and some ribbon, and this would be a nice way to do your gift too. So, or a little sample to somebody that's just starting out. This is one of the Life 9 bottles. You could, put a nice little label on that and just fix it any way that you'd like to. And basically that is my DIY for the night, the lazy DIY, because I don't have to take and mess with trying to form it in a ball. And also I did leave the oil out of this recipe because I didn't want to worry about anybody slipping in their tub. I figure that if they want oil, they can always add it on after they get out of their bath. And now I'd like to pass this on to my sweet friend, Judy. Hi, Judy.
Oh, thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. I get to be, and can you hear me okay, Mary? I'm not sure if I'm talking loud enough. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. I'm going to talk to you tonight about doing dryer balls. And so this is the ginormous, ooh, that makes me dizzy. Here is the Go jar that I put together, and it has a big lid on the top of it. So this is really an easy do-it-yourself project that you can put together, and it's suitable for lots and lots of people that are on your list of people that you're going to be gifting to this year. And I'll go over some of those people that you might want to decide to do that with. So if you reuse bags, like this tiny little bag right here, is something that we had left over from last year. We didn't wear it out, but I want to warn you that if you reuse your Christmas bags, be sure and check it to make sure that it doesn't have somebody else's name on it. Look on the back of it, the bottom of it, make sure something wasn't taped to it, because how embarrassing would that be if you gave it to somebody else and their first name really wasn't Steve, or their first name really wasn't Judy. So inside of this little bag is a bottle of lavender. So, we're pretty familiar with that stuff. So I looked on Pinterest and asked what was the most common dryer ball oil that was used, and lavender by far won, hands down. So could you imagine using dryer sheets, using dryer balls and putting lavender on there, and then drying your linens and going to bed with that and smelling that lavender all night long? Excuse me, I need a drink. Sorry. Okay, the other thing that Pinterest said was lemon was a very popular oil to put on your dryer balls. And so both that lemon and lavender are in our premium starter kit or in the starter bundle. Pinterest also said that bergamot and lemongrass were popular ones for dryer balls. So, you can tailor that directly to the person that you're going to gift that to. You could use orange oil. You could use pine or Northern Lights black spruce if you had a couple guys. You could use cedarwood. And Young Living, we have so many oils that would work for this project. So I got a 3-gallon jar. And the most important thing was to be able to get your hand down through the mouth of that jar to get the dryer balls out of it. So in this jar, I've got 4 wool dryer balls in it. And the rest of it, because it's a 3-gallon jar, the rest of it is filled up with just crumpled up Christmas paper. So, if you're like me, you've got some extra Christmas paper at home that doesn't really fit anybody's Christmas present that you're going to give out anymore, but you haven't thrown it away yet either. Some other ideas that you could fill up your jar with would be maybe like tissue paper with maybe some of those little battery lights to give it just a little bit of a twinkle, and that would make it gorgeous. So the dryer balls, do they really work? They do dry things more quickly. They're made from natural materials. Think about it, if you have wet towels, they clunk in the dryer and they clunk as they're going around, and eventually they will dry. but some fabrics will stick together. So if you have dryer balls in there, those dryer balls actually get in between that fabric and fluff that fabric up so it dries a whole lot better. Dryer balls reduce the static and totally takes away the need for fabric softener sheets or fabric softener liquid. So also use the automatic setting on your dryer so you don't over dry, because that's one of the reasons why we get static cling. You can wash your dryer balls and that would actually reset that anti-static ability that it has, that anti-static charge. So that would be the purpose of washing your dryer balls. So how do you use this gift? You take one of the dryer balls and put 2 or 3 drops of your favorite oil on it. And in this case, it was going to be lavender. And put 2 or 3 drops on each one of those balls and toss them in. And just rescent it whenever you think that it needs to be done. And who could benefit from this kind of a present? Well, if you have kids or grandkids, if your kids have moved out, have gone to college or gone to their first job or whatever, or if you have grandkids, they're going to have to be doing their own laundry finally. And so it would be a really good present to give to them. Another person that would benefit from this present would be somebody that you personally enrolled yourself, or somebody on your team that you don't think that they've really quite got everything switched out just yet. You could get this present for them, and that would be a very thoughtful gift for them. You could take this present to the neighborhood Christmas party if you're going to get invited to that. And what about your preacher, your pastor and his wife? They could probably benefit from this. And if you have a priest, you know, all those people wear clothes. Somebody has to do their laundry. So look at this, and I'm sure that you're going to come up with several people. So why this great big jar? Why a 3-gallon jar? And I told you a while ago, the big reason is because you want to get the dryer balls out of it. But the other thing is too, that whenever you take the Christmas paper out of that and you're actually emptying your bottles as you use them up, you'll want to toss your bottles inside here, open the bottles up, take the caps off of them, pop the little plastic topper out of it, and throw your dryer balls in there. And those dryer balls will suck out all of that oil, and you won't have to use quite as much lemon or lavender or whatever on it. So what's the cost of this thing going to be? So here we go. Those of you that know about Jim Bob Haggerton can just snicker about this, because here's Jim Bob Haggerton right here. So I Googled for a big old jar, a 2-gallon jar was the one that I looked for. And I didn't buy it off of Walmart, and I didn't buy it off of Amazon, because there was another place that was cheaper, and it was $13.99 for this gigantic jar. Walmart had wool balls for $9.99. And then the $12.50 is for our Young Living lavender. And is this stuff backwards to you guys, or is it just me? Okay, so it's just backwards to me. Okay, so the total of that would be $36.48. But I've got a better idea for you. So here's that $13.99 jar. But you could also decide to spend $50 and get the women from Nepal. I have trouble saying that, Nepalese or whatever that word is. So the women from Nepal in our Christmas wish book, they have a wool dryer ball collection. So in that collection, $12.50 is a bottle of lavender that's in the collection. Also, bergamot is in there, so you could gift that bergamot to somebody else. And that leaves $8.75 for the 4 wool dryer balls. So you think, well, why would you really want to do that? But it would be so cool to buy from the artisans that are from Young Living. And the reason why is those women, they were rescued from human traffickers. And it's just in Nepal. It's not just, the whole world, but it was just in Nepal. So I want to read this little excerpt to you. Here's our Christmas book, and I'm sure a whole bunch of you've seen it. And if you haven't, I'll share mine with you. But on page 11, it talks about the artisans. And it says, after being trafficked as a child, Muna, this lady, was taken to the Nepal shelter where she received therapy, medical care, and education. Today, Muna has completed school and vocational training and is sewing and is a vital part of this leadership team. Every day in Nepal, they seek to foster economic independence through skilled-based training, bring justice to the perpetrators of sexual exploitation, and create awareness of the sex crimes in Nepal. Today, Raksha is responsible for the rescue and the rehab of 790 children and has provided vocational training to more than 500 women. This group of women created the 100% cotton bags that come with our Nepalese wool dryer balls collection. And that's why I'm buying that. So I think that's just a really cool idea to support those Paul, because we could have been born there. The next person that I get to hand this off to is Donna Brent. Yay.
Okay, I don't see Donna Brent, so let's hop down to the fantastic and beautiful Kristina Williams, and she has a lovely sidekick with her, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Donna, if you're here, you hop back in. We'll tag you in the end, okay?
Hi, everyone. How are you? All right. So my daughter, Natalie, helped me make our DIYs. We're actually putting together a complete basket of spa basket just to give to a bunch of people. So
you don't need to be so proud.
So our first product, I'm going to show two of them. One is a lip balm and one is a lip scrub, and they're both peppermint. So and I don't have fun labels yet, so I'm sorry. All you ladies have done of such beautiful things, and I wasn't quite there yet. So I do apologize for that. But all sorts of labels you can print off online for them. So essentially, this is a very simple lip scrub that is a candy cane lip scrub. It tastes wonderful, by the way. So
I ate it.
It's safe enough to eat. So I mean, how wonderful is that? Like most of our lip balms and lip scrubs that we're using from the store, you're going to find either paraben or petroleum in them. And paraben is endocrine disruptor, and then petroleum is a carcinogen. Not only that, but the petroleum tends to give a false illusion of moisturizing your lips, and what it's actually doing is clogging your pores and drying them out further, which causes that is excessive use, like just having to use your lip balm over and over again. And that's why oftentimes you don't feel like your lips get moisturized throughout the winter during the dry months. So our first product is this candy cane lip scrub, which is a lot of fun to make. It's very easy. It's only got about 4 items in it. So it's got a super fine sugar in it. I would suggest super fine sugar. You're going to find this in a baking aisle. It's usually used by bakers, or I can't think of the word. I'm sorry, for cakes and stuff. It provides a much smoother cake. Anyhow, and so then
Isn't the word bakers?
Well, artisan bakers, more or less. And then you've got 2 to 3 small candy canes that you're going to break up real finely in a bag. And then apricot oil. I chose apricot oil just because it's really good and nourishing for the skin. It has vitamin E in it, which is going to help to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And it's highly nourishing. So this is great. And then peppermint oil. I used 15 to 20 drops of peppermint oil for this. So you're just going to take a little bit out. I put it in a 1 ounce jar. No,
Didn't you?
no, sugar, candy canes, oil, and peppermint oil. And you're just going to scrub it on your lips.
it gets messy. You good there? Titus, get off the counter.
And I mean, you feel an immediate difference in your lips. It's amazing. Absolutely love it. So I love the peppermint oil. I've done peppermint oil for the lip balm as well. And I'll kind of talk about a little bit of the benefits of the peppermint oil and why I chose that, besides the fact that I absolutely love it. So then as you see, she's eating it. It really is fun to make and it's delicious. So, and safe. And that's the #1 goal there that we're trying to do. So the next one is a peppermint lip balm. And you can do this in a lip balm tube. You can find those off of Amazon, pretty inexpensive. But what we did is we actually decided to use a little light bulb glosser lip balm thing, just because it felt fun. And we did color ours. We used mica, which is a natural mineral that comes in all sorts of colors. And no, it's not that. That's not necessary. I mean, you can if you want. And so we went with a color just for the Christmas season, very vibrant. And this is a fairly easy.
This is the one we used.
Yep. So it's all sorts of colors. Again, they're very easy to use.
And very messy.
That they are. And then, okay, so again, that candy cane lip scrub, very easy. And like Laura said, she will have the recipes out. I do have it written down if you are interested in taking a screenshot.
Why don't you hold it from above?
All right, and so the lip balm is pretty much the same. So we didn't have very many different oils. It's going to have coconut oil in it and then a refined coconut oil. So you want a coconut oil that's going to set up above 70 degrees.
Can we also use the E-oil?
And then we also used 2 tablespoons of beeswax pellets. So you can get beeswax pellets in either a white or a yellow. We went with the white because we were coloring it.
But it said yellow on the bag.
And then again, peppermint essential oil in this. So I used 20 drops. And then honey, a little bit of honey, which helps to sweeten the lip balm, and vitamin E oil. We also added vitamin E oil to this. We mixed it all together, and then we just we used our droppers. The thing about this is that it does dry pretty quick in it. I also added not avocado oil. I used fractionated coconut oil in this as well, because I wanted more of a liquidy and not such a hard lip balms, because I was going to be using the applicators instead of the tubes. So, one thing you do want to be aware of with the bulbs, which was something that we didn't know until after we got it, look for either a different brand that works better, but these don't actually get all the way to the sides and all the way down at the bottom. So that is the downfall to that. So one of the reasons that I chose peppermint oil in my spa package for the lips especially is, I don't know if anyone else deals with lip irritation or cold sores or anything like that throughout the winter, but I know that I do. I will get cold sores or little just irritations around my lips as they dry out. And so peppermint is really great for soothing irritation. Not only that, it's got a great cooling effect. And so when your lips get dried out and they're kind of like sore, that cooling effect, I love it. You know, I will find myself putting ice or something on it, which actually that serves the opposite effect that we really want to get in moisturizing our lips. So the cooling effect is wonderful. Not only that, but peppermint is really great for fighting against bacteria. And so with the peppermint essential oils in here, you're also, when you're doing the lip scrub and taking off all that dead skin and then applying the peppermint balm, you're applying an oil that's also going to help fight against infections that happen when your lips get dried out and are more susceptible to breaking and chapping. So I know for me, that's huge. Peppermint oil over the last many years since I've started using essential oils has been a go-to for me when I get any kind of cold sore on it. And then not only that, but it's refreshing, and I always feel like it's very uplifting. It awakens me. So love peppermint oil. And so my DIYs, and we're going to be doing also a hand scrub, a hand lotion, and then also a foot lotion, our candy cane lip scrub, and then the peppermint lip balm. So,
and the upside about the bulbs are not actually glass. So if you drop it like she did, they won't break.
They won't break. So, all right. So I don't have my list up, and I don't think I caught that 5-minute time frame or long enough, but anyhow, I am going to be passing this on to Megan.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so my DIY tonight is homemade thieves hand soap. And so my little spiel is going to be real short. And I'm just going to kind of go through with you guys how I make this. So I got these bottles. They're kind of hard to see because they're clear, but I got these off of Amazon. I got a 3-pack. And I just have one of my friends with a fancy Cricut make me these cute little labels, which you can kind of, if you want to give them as gifts, which I have before, you can kind of be creative with those and throw some Christmas stuff on there. However, but how I make these is I get a big bowl with a spout on it in my kitchen. And I fill this bottle to probably about here with water, just because you want to leave enough space for the ingredients that we're putting into it. And then just use distilled water. In that water, I add 2 to 4 tablespoons of Castile soap, and I use Dr. Bronner's. You can get this at Target, but you want to make sure that when you're getting this, that you get the unscented. They do have scented versions, but we want to get the unscented. And I tend to, this is the soap portion of the soap, and so I will use 4 tablespoons like in the summertime when it's not so dry outside, and take it down to like the 2 tablespoons in the winter so that it doesn't dry your hands out so much. And then I add the thieves oil, and I add 10 to 15 drops of that. Again, usually 10 in the summertime. I up it in the winter because we're in cold and flu season. We've been using 15 drops all year because of Corona. And then you can either do 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel or vitamin E oil. I actually have both because I use these in our hand sanitizer as well. But you can use either one of those. And then you just whisk it with a whisk, and you pour it into your bottle, and then you fill it the rest of the way with your distilled water, and you are good to go. We choose to do the Thieves hand soap because most of your hand soaps have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. And if you don't know, it's an endocrine disruptor. And I myself have PCOS, so endocrine disruption is huge in this household, and trying to avoid that. And I also have 2 little girls and 2 older boys that I don't want them to have to deal with the issues that I have. And so I want to minimize the amount of endocrine disruption that they're getting. Also, a fun fact, most of your toothpaste on the market also have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. So I think that's kind of gross. We're brushing our teeth with the same thing that we're washing our hands with, which is also why we use Thieves toothpaste instead. But I think that is all, and I will be passing you guys on to Nicole.
Up there. I don't know.
Hey, Nicole, if you start
There
there.
you go. Can you guys hear me now? Laura, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. I did. Well, I wanted to put this in a nice little Christmas jar and wrap it up, but all my jars went missing in action. But I made Play-Doh, and we started making Play-Doh a little while ago because I didn't know, but Play-Doh actually has gluten in it, and we try to stay away from that. And so we went and got gluten-free flour and just simply used a recipe. And my recipe actually got easier thanks to Bethany because she shared it the other day. And all she put was a cup of flour and a half a cup of salt and water. And she didn't have to cook it. It saved a lot of steps tonight because I actually made this one up tonight and holidays. And my kids have already played with it. They thought it was a lot of fun, but the aromatherapy, it makes it not smell like normal Play-Doh because typically Play-Doh does not set well, and I do not like the smell of it. But this smells like peppermint, and just especially with everything going on, peppermint's really good for breathing, and it gets on your hands, and so when it's on your hands, it also is a anti-inflammatory, and so it's really good for if you have what's the word I'm looking for? If you have problems in your hands. And so even adults can play with this as well as kids. So it's not just a kid thing. But that's yes, a great stress ball. And so that's pretty much all I have to share tonight. And I'm going to pass it on to Missy.
Let's see, Missy, are you here? I didn't see her, but if you are, just start talking over me, okay? Okay, well, I'm just gonna take it away. I like to talk, so this is perfect for me. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I made a big old list of people that I'm gonna make each one of these for or with. And this is like, I feel like if I just stayed up really late tonight and made a bunch of this stuff, because most of it, can I get an amen that you already have the ingredients at your house? That's so cool. And in case you're like me and you've never thrown a single jar that food came in away in your life, I can just like bottle up all this stuff and it's so awesome. And then um, Dave is the same way. Dave, I knew you were my soul brother. Love it. Okay, so now that you have a gift idea for every single person on your gift list, every single one, if you're already a Young Living member, oh, I wanted to say, and I'll say that in a minute. Okay, if you're already a Young Living member, then you probably have every single one of these oils that we talked about tonight. Or if you don't, you can adapt something that you already have to make these. That is such the beauty and awesomeness of having essential oils. One of the beauties and awesomeness of having essential oils. If you're not yet a Young Living member, I wanted to take just maybe 40 seconds and tell you about our premium starter bundle. And so you get 12 oils. And so I just want to show you how pretty this is right here. And then there's 2 more. And so every single oil that was mentioned, well, not every single, there were some in the dryer balls that aren't in the premium starter kit. But if you pick up a premium starter bundle, then you can make every single one of the presents that were displayed tonight, this whole entire curated event. You can make every single one of these and still have most of the bottle to keep for yourself. So awesome. So if you're not yet a Young Living member, I want to take a second to speak directly to you. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to text or call or however you communicate with the person who invited you here. I want you to say them, listen close. tell me your number. And they're going to give you their member number. And then you just type that in, and maybe they'll just send you a link and you just follow it. Then you go to youngliving.com, you choose on become a member, you pick the premium starter kit, pick the diffuser that you want, and check out. It's super. Oh, there's another button that says, do you want this to be your first month's essential rewards? And the answer to that is yes. And we'll teach you about that kit later, that program later. Just make sure you say yes. Grab your kit, get your oils, make your presents, and make it a great holiday season. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys. Good night.